Hey guys, welcome to Dragon's Cave. My name's Karen. I'm going to have another go at the bubble frog. Now, I've changed a couple of things since last time. For one, I've actually got glycerine. Yay! Took ages to find. And also, I felt my resin was a bit too thin last time because I used the Resin Pro Eye Crystal, which I absolutely love, but it is a very low viscosity resin. So I got this cheap little set from Temu. It's only 100 ml of each. But it is a thicker viscosity resin, so hopefully um, the bubbles won't rise to the surface so much. So I'm just going to mix up 40 grams of this. There you go. That's a good start, isn't it? Where's my sharp pointy thing? Would have helped if I'd opened these beforehand, but never mind. Good thing I always have wipes on standby here. So I'm just going to measure out 20 ml of this. Came with a little measuring cup. This is really thick compared to my usual. That's 20 ml of that one. I get the lid back on that because I will knock it over. It's the sort of thing I do. Move that out of the way for a moment. And I'm going to have to cut this one open as well. So I am going to get this mixed up. Then I will let it sit for a little while so it thickens up. Actually, I'll pour it into the mold before I probably not my best idea. I'm going to have to let that dry in a second because it's very thick. And it's got these stupid lumps on the side of the cup, so it's not so easy to scrape out. Don't worry, I'll get there. Okay, so I'm going to put you on pause. I'll mix this up, pop it into the mold and wait for it to thicken a bit and come back for the next stage. See you in a sec. Bye. Hey guys, we're back. This has been sitting now for about, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. It's reasonably thick, or at least compared to my other resin it is. Now I've mixed up glycerin with some lovely neon colours. I was hoping to use these needle tip bottles, but I've only actually got 2 left. So I'm going to try using the pipettes and hope for the best. Okay, here we go. I don't know if you can actually see that. I've got a little air bubble in there. And it's not holding its shape, it's just blobbing. So that the resin obviously is not thick enough for doing this. But, you know, I've started, so I'll finish. Oops, there goes my needle tip bottle. Mixed up way too much of this, but don't know if it'll go off. I'm sure you can see it's just blobbing everywhere. resin is very, very clearly not thick enough. I thought I'm doing something wrong. Could be a combination of both. And very likely is. Okay. Slap a few more colours in there. I really don't know why I do this to myself. Yeah, it's just lying there, doing nothing. It's all your fault, Mary. Couldn't possibly be my fault, could it? I'm hoping that there's enough resin between the glycerin and the mould. Otherwise it's going to be an awful mess when it comes out. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Well, I might not. I might put a few more blobs in, but I don't really see much point in it. I will come back when we're ready for the next layer. See you in a bit. Hey guys! So this did turn out about as disastrous as I'd expected. Obviously I won't know until it comes out of the mould whether the glycerin is on the surface at the other side or whether it's coated in the encapsulated, that's the word I was looking for, in the resin. So because it's kind of a bit of a mess really, we're going hippie, flower powery, and I'm just going to chuck these little flowers into my resin. Mix this all up, try and get as many of the bubbles out of the flowers as I possibly can. I can get them well coated before I put them into the frog, then hopefully we won't have too much in the way of bubbles. On the other hand, it's likely to be a complete mess anyway, given what's happened so far. So, yeah, frog's a frog. Poor little froggy. Okay, we're doing quite well on releasing the bubbles in here. There's still a few coming up. Look at that. I'm really slightly reluctant to spray alcohol in this in case it takes the colour out of the flowers. But you know, what's a few bubbles among friends, eh? Let's just chuck it all in. Make it all hippy dippy, flowery, flower power, psychedelic weirdness. Spread the flowers out a bit. Make sure I push some down into the head actually. I can see there's none down in there. Okay, so here we are. That's the last of the flowers in. Could have mixed up a little more resin really, but I can always put another layer on before I do the final one. There's a bit of bubble in there, just trying to get it out. So we actually don't look too bad in terms of bubbles, he says. We'll see what happens when it comes out of the mould, eh? I'm going to leave it at that. Stop fiddling, walk away, and I will see you for the back coat. See you in a while. Bye. Hey guys, welcome back. You may notice I've popped some bits in the toes, and I totally forgot to press start record. So what I've used is these little chips that I got from Temu absolutely ages ago, and they glow in the dark. So they should go quite nicely with the rest of the theme of the frog, hopefully. So I've got about 40-ish grams of resin mixed up there. I'm just going to go in with a plain white backing, simply because I think the frog is going to be a write-off anyway. So don't really want to waste too much more time on it. Hopefully it won't be as bad as I think it is, but we shall see. I can also see, this has happened again, so this has happened before. I've got an air bubble running right down here, so I'm going to have to try and ease some resin into that before I fill up the rest of it. Not entirely sure why that happens. It may be because of the bubbles rising from the flowers as it was curing. Really mixed. I keep going out of shot here. Where's my alcohol? I'm going to give this quick spritz to burst any bubbles of powder that come to the top. Quite a few there. I think we're about done. I'm going to start with that bit there. I'm going to tilt it up this way and hope, beyond hope, that it goes down into the bubble there. Problem is I'm separating the resin from the mould, so if I just attempt to press out, okay, I'm getting one or two little bubbles up, but I don't think this is going to work. I think I'm going to have to fill in the bubbles afterwards. Otherwise I'm just going to separate the resin that's already in there from the rest of the mould, and it's going to turn into a complete mess. No, not working. I'm going to have to fill him up later. Wipe some of the resin off my hands. Let's get this in. Poor little frog. Let it run the ends, help it along. Whoops, I'm not even in shot with the mould now. Sorry. You need to mark my, although marking my silicone won't help anyway, because I do adjust the height of the camera from time to time, depending on what I've got on the mat and how much of it you need to see. Okay, so he's not quite full. I'm going to let some bubbles rise. I'll move him over onto the heat mat and finish topping him up, and I will see you for the demold. Bye. Hey guys, this is ready to come out of the mold now. I'm not holding out too much hope for it to be much good. Got a bubble here. Yeah, because this is the one with the glycerin in, kind of figgy, psychedelic-y sort of frog. So don't really expect any great shakes. But, you know, it's a frog. Frogs are always good. We'll have to fill that little bubble in. Always the shoulders. I have problems. Been sitting in the mold all overnight, so in theory it should be pretty well set. I think I'm going to need to buy some new froggy molds though. I've used these an awful lot. They do come out. Ew. Okay, that feels squishy under my fingers on the back where the glycerin is. I don't really want to look at it yet, but I'm gonna try and get this out. Come on, out you come. There we go. Once one bit's over. So yeah, I've got a big air bubble that runs. Oops, sorry, not in shot. Big air bubble running down here. As you can see, the white only got so far, but it kind of carried on down. So I'm going to turn him over now. And okay, he doesn't actually look that bad. Weird, but I kind of squeezed this a bit as I was pulling out of the mold, and now the glycerin is actually leaking out. So I think we can safely say this one's a fail. You can actually see there's some in the mold as well. Yeah, I mean, without this, the flowers and the rest of it looks really good. I've made worse. I've made better, but I've definitely made worse. Well, I think overall he's kind of cute-ish. Don't know how well you can see this. The torch is kind of burning it out a little. But yeah, maybe I'll try that again, but without the glycerin next time. Hope you enjoy seeing my failures as much as the successes. And I will see you very soon. Bye. Hi guys. So the question is, what am I going to do with this? I don't know if you can see this, but it actually squishes. And some of the glycerin is coming out here. So, decisions. I think what I'm going to attempt to do is see if I can take that nasty glycerin stuff out of there. If I can make a hole. Whoop, big hole. It'd help if I'd squeeze the air out of the bottle first. Is it going to come out? Yep, it is coming out. Question then, of course, is what am I going to be left with? Is it going to be an empty shell? And the easier way, actually, if I think about this, is to just, now that I've made a hole, squeeze. Quite disgusting, really. And the top layer has actually retained the colour anyway, which obviously means I'm not going to get what I wanted, which was a clear top. So, wondering if I can actually take this top layer of resin off without pulling his eyes out. So get another piece of tissue because that's quite disgusting. Sit him on here and find my sharp pointy thing. Always when I think I have everything ready, I don't. So I'm going to very carefully attempt to slice away this top layer without removing his eyeballs. I might be able to glue those back in anyway if see how thin this actual layer of resin is. Oh, it's a disaster. Okay, I'm going to fiddle with this. I'll probably just fast forward you through this part. See you where we go. It seems to be thicker at the back end, but if I can just break it away and attempt to peel it off and then see how much of a clean up I can do, and then make a decision on what to do with the big hole I've got left behind. Probably UV resin, and then attempt to disguise any mess with the stickers or something, but here we go, we're coming. Oh, this is revolting. That looks quite pretty actually. Weird. Okay, almost there. Oh, please, eyeballs, don't fall out. Hopefully the epoxy in the bottom, the section where the eye is, will hold it. They're really cute eyes too. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to clean this up, and if I manage it, or whether I manage it or not, I'll come back and show you how much of a disaster I have to fix, and we'll see if we can do it. Okay, see you in a sec. Okay, so I've managed to get, excuse me, as much of it off as possible. I've sanded it down. I think it's still going to show a little, but what I'm going to attempt to do is kind of build up some layers of UV, small bit at a time, except in the middle where I put quite a big bit, but just to kind of get the shape back and make it look as okay as possible before I decide what's going on the top. I'm not going to see through where I've sanded it anyway, because it's still cloudy, unfortunately. Must have been cloudy on the underneath before I even sanded. Kind of hope that the UV would take care of that, but obviously I should have sanded deeper. Let's get this first layer on. Still quite a bit of it around the eyes because I didn't want to get too close with the file. Actually use an electric nail file on it, so think for the first coat that will do it. Get my light. Give it a 2-minute zap while I go hunting to see what I can put over the top. See you in a sec. Hey guys, we're back. Many layers of UV resin later, and I decided to just go with the leaf, and I put some flowers behind his eyes because I needed to build up that area, obviously. Is he perfect? No, he probably needs at least another coat of UV to tidy up the edges. I think he's rescued. I'm very happy. And yeah, I'll do another coat. I'll get you some photos and see you for the next Froggy Friday. Bye.